Welcome to Hornbill TV's Prime Time with Ngullie viewers. We have some exceedingly bad news for you today. The assembly election in Nagaland is starting to get really crazy and terrible. Reports of election-related violence are increasing. Today, a person from Chungtia village in Mokshong district was found dead reportedly after being abducted. Again, in Wokha this time, workers of a political party reportedly attacked the residence of a woman's leader from another party. However, we have other news updates for you too. Before we go into the details, here are the top stories of the day. An individual from Chungtia village in Mokshong district was found dead at about 3 p.m. on Tuesday after he was allegedly abducted by a number of unidentified persons on Monday. Elsewhere in Nagaland, we have received reports here that the residence of Abi Hamcho, a state executive member of the Nagaland PJP's ST Moja and NST colony in Wokha town, was attacked on Friday 21 at about 8:30 p.m. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has expressed hope that the Black Law, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958, would be repealed from Nagaland in the next few years. An individual from Chungtia village in Mokshong district was found dead at about 3 p.m. on Tuesday after he was allegedly abducted by a number of unidentified persons on Monday. Two persons identified to be one Imkong Chiba and a Pokyumba were reportedly attacked and abducted at about 5:30 p.m. on February 21 from the village. Reports said Imkong Chiba's dead body was found a distance away from the village. The other person is said to have escaped and is now reportedly under treatment. At the time of filing this report, reports said the deceased was a supporter of the Koridang Assembly Constituency's JDU candidate Chalu Gamba Ao. The police are said to be investigating the incident. Elsewhere in Nagaland, we have received reports here that the residence of Abi Hamcho, a state executive member of the Nagaland PJP's ST Mocha at NST colony in Wokha town, was attacked on Friday 21 at about 8:30 p.m. An FIR filed with the police by Abi Hamcho alleged that the attackers were supporters of Nationalist Congress Party candidate Y.M. Hamcho. According to additional reports, the attackers threatened the victims with dire consequences if they didn't vote for the NCP's candidate Y.M. Hamcho. They also allegedly thrashed the family members, including women, with sticks and stones, while the house was also vandalized, the reports alleged. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has expressed hope that the Black Law, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958, would be repealed from Nagaland in the next few years. Shah gave the statement during his address in Twinsang on Tuesday. Shah said that the AFSPA has been lifted from 7 districts and 15 police stations in Nagaland. He said to believe that in the coming 3 to 4 years, Nagaland shall be completely free from the AFSPA. Some of our viewers may remember that in April 2022, the central government had announced the withdrawal of the law from several districts across Assam, Nagaland and Manipur. So now you might be wondering why 3-4 years if the central government is serious enough about repealing the law. Why not now? The fact is, sadly, it is not that simple, ladies and gentlemen. The law is not a bylaw like a village council's notice or regulation. Removing a law requires a complex array of tools at both parliamentary and administrative levels for assessment and feedback from military advisors, and of course studying the probable impact if the law is repealed. Now, the government can repeal the law in 2 ways. it can introduce a bill to repeal the law or promulgate an ordinance that will have to be subsequently replaced with a bill within 6 months. This means you can expect a lot of delays, debates and discussions, of course, and even protests for or against the action from ruling parties and opposition groups. There might even be changes in the government leadership and organizations. You are aware of how the Indian Parliament functions, so you have an idea regardless of who is in power. Second, every government has political reasons. For instance, what if insurgent violence increases after the law is repealed? The subsequent backlash might compromise the government. There are also political priorities. For example, why not remove the law during times such as before election? So yes, there are many reasons. Member of Parliament Dr. Shashi Tharoor is currently in Nagaland as part of the Congress Party's election campaign for the Indian National Congress. Tharoor had a meeting on February 22 at the Congress Bhavan in Kohima. Addressing the meeting, he said some of the basic challenges and development issues in Nagaland had not been met by the government. The government has not been able to deliver basic requirements such as roads, water and electricity in the rural areas. The state government has failed in providing the basic requirements to the people, he said. Tharoor also alleged corruption in the state and said it's time for the citizens of Nagaland to stand up and ensure accountability. Well, that little piece of paper wouldn't be enough for you to enter the polling station. Ladies and gentlemen, Nagaland's Chief Electoral Office has informed the public that a voter information slip will not be allowed as proof of identity of voters this time for the Nagaland Assembly polls. According to the CEO, voters are to produce the elector's photo identity card or the EPIC before casting the votes. In case you do not have the EPIC, you can use your Aadhaar card, NREGA job card, passbook with photograph issued by the bank or post office, or a health insurance smart card issued as part of a scheme of the Ministry of Labour, or you can submit a driving license or a PAN card or a smart card issued by the RGI under the NPR, or an Indian passport, you can submit that too, or pension document with photograph, or you can submit a service ID card issued by the central or state government PSUs or public limited companies. You can also submit an official ID card issued by MPs, MLAs, MLCs, and of course you can submit your unique disability IIT card too, ladies and gentlemen. The UK government has strongly defended the BBC following the Income Tax Department conducting what the media said were surveys at the news organization's India offices. During the previous week, the income tax survey at BBC's office in Delhi and Mumbai came after the BBC aired a controversial documentary series called India, the Modi Question. British Minister David Rutley said in the Parliament that the UK government stands by the BBC and funds the BBC. He said that the UK government wanted the BBC to have editorial freedom and noted that the BBC criticizes the Conservative Party and even the Labour Party. His defense came as the Rishi Sunak government faces flags from the Labour Party. Some of our viewers might be asking, what's the big deal with all this? Press freedom is a tremendously big deal because it directly and indirectly impacts the welfare and development aspirations of the people. Most European countries, particularly the Scandinavian countries, Norway to Sweden, yes, to Finland, and of course even in the United States, enjoy a tremendously high level of press and editorial freedom compared to most countries in Asia, Middle East or Africa. According to the Press Information Index, that is so. The fruits of free press can be measured in tangible and in intangible ways. For instance, free press and media space promotes developmental growth and social welfare security for society to enjoy, because the press keeps governments accountable to the people and their concerns and welfare. The election in Nagaland is bringing the common people both violence and promises, and of course grief and hope too. We believe that you can exercise your faith in the system by choosing to be a peaceful and responsible voter. We will be bringing to you more news updates in this regard. Keep watching Hornbill TV. I'm Ngullie. See you next time.